Welcome to Shorts Beyond Measure, where fashion, interiors, and psychology get the stylish, savvy, and slightly therapeutic touch.
We're Tara West, Caroline Baltz, and Allison Goldberg, a fashion stylist and two interior designers who are also trained as psychotherapists.
So let's get into what's trending, what's tired, and what's actually worth your time. Because good style and good decisions should never be short-lived.
Oh, hello. Today we are going to talk about feeling off. But I first need to ask you guys, do you think the women at the Grammys were feeling off when they were wearing the jellyfish haircut? Did you see it?
I sure hope they were feeling off because that thing is hideous.
What is that?
It is ridiculous. It actually looks like they messed up at the barber, or the salon. It is wild.
Producer Dave, from a man's perspective, what do you think?
Well, we're looking at three pictures here. One's Billie Eilish, Miley Cyrus, and Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga looks like Marilyn Manson with this hair, right? So Miley still looks okay, but it does look like sort of the barber got lazy, the hairdresser got lazy at the last minute. And I don't know why Billie Eilish is getting thrown in. Does she really have one?
I mean, she can pull off anything, though.
Hers is more mullety.
Yeah, but I'd say, Lady Gaga D+, Miley gets a B and Billie gets a B. So there you go.
Even with that outfit, you're only giving Miley a B. You know you like that, Dave.
That's definitely a double D.
There's a lot of midriff going on, let's just say. Yes, she does look great. Miley looks great.
My hairdresser, Jonna, said if people start wanting that haircut, she's going to quit.
She should.
She should.
So bad. But Caroline, take us through. What are we talking about today?
Well, as you said, we're talking about feeling off. And when do we feel off? What can we think about in psychology that helps us kind of get a framework for it? And one of the things we talked about is cognitive dissonance. And that is this concept where you've got this mental discomfort that comes from a person who holds two different contrary beliefs. And that's a really uncomfortable position to be in. So how does that show up in our work?
That's a really good question. Too bad I can't answer it.
Back to Caroline.
I think it comes up, one theme that we could talk about is how if somebody has a budget that's X, but they really want their budget to be 10X, and then how do you dovetail those two different things with their desire to have this gorgeous home or this amazing wardrobe when just they don't have the means to do it?
Yeah, that's a conversation that comes up a lot because, there's the time you pay for me to shop for you, as I'm sure you guys have. And then there's the actual clothing. And what I don't want is for you to get the bill and freak out because when the two collide, it's a big number. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so that's a conversation of, all right, so, and when I go into somebody's closet, I can kind of tell where we should be shopping and what budget they want. And a lot of times we start at one budget and then as they grow, we move to another budget. But how does it work for you?
We often ask our clients literally, what is your budget? And I think we've had one client that was able to say, I think I want to spend X. Right?
Well, we had that one client that wanted to spend literally nothing and order everything on Wayfair. And we were happy to help as best we could. But then she wasn't happy with the quality. I'm like, you can't spend nothing and then complain about the quality, right? We told her that from the beginning. You may get the look that you want, but this is not going to be an heirloom piece that you're passing down to your grandchildren.
Right. The quality won't be there. Same with clothing. It's I always say invest in key pieces like a great blazer, a great shoe, a great bag. Those things are going to last you. Fill in with things that aren't as important and as expensive. But if you're going to spend money, spend it in the right places.
Absolutely. And that's value. We did that in our own homes. We know we've renovated significant, portions of our homes. We took it down to the studs. We did additions, the whole thing. And so we know what it's like to sort of have to be okay, we're doing the Galbraith and Poe wallpaper in the powder room. We're going to push forward on this. And then, we'll find a carpeted for the kids' rooms. That's a small room anyway at Pottery Barn or whatever.
I'm doing that right now. We're actually redoing our living room in my house. And my husband gave me a low budget, which is fine, David. I won't be mad at all, but I'm never cooking dinner again. But anyways, so to stay in budget, I had to do just an area rug. Caroline and I love to do, not wall-to-wall carpet, but it comes off 4 to 6 inches off the wall and it really finishes the space. So I'm doing an area rug You're welcome, David. I'm doing an area rug for now. Poor David doesn't know he's going to be paying twice because in like 3 months, I'm going to be like, we really need to change the carpet, right? So we can stay in budget and then make changes later on down the road.
Can we talk about wallpaper for 1 minute?
Yes, please. We
Favorite
love
topic.
wallpaper.
Favorite topic.
Love wallpaper. I went to this home, which actually I'm shooting there tomorrow. I feel very lucky that I get to go shoot in this house. It is exquisite, but the wallpaper makes such a difference. And it wasn't popular for a long time, right?
Oh, yeah. It went out. I mean, everybody was doing yellow walls and paint and whatever for a long time. But we find that if people don't have art that they're really attached to, our whole art collection, or like wallpaper is the new art. It really, I mean, you have murals now that are artistic scenes, they're landscapes. I mean, it's amazing what you can do.
Yeah, and then you don't have to have art. You can invest in the wallpaper. You don't need to put pictures over it depending on what the wallpaper is. But there are some beautiful, beautiful pieces. We just used this Philip Jeffries. I don't even remember what it was called. Do you know what it was called, Caroline?
No, but
But
it was
there
the
was
faux wood.
No, I'm talking about the floral,
Oh,
and it looks like watercolor. The whole room looks like it's painted in these big, oversized blooms, and it's so gorgeous. It's better than art, in my
Oh,
opinion.
indigo bloom. That was it.
Indigo bloom.
is it expensive? It looks expensive. It probably is a range. Yeah.
That wallpaper in particular was very expensive, but we can find similar wallpapers for a little bit less. It will
We
never be
can?
cheap.
It won't look
won't-
like that.
It won't look like that. It will never be cheap, but I think it's worth it. It makes such a statement. Oh yeah, there you go.
It is.
There it
It's
is.
gorgeous.
Bloom and indigo. Oh,
I know.
And from a perspective of, I feel like it just fills a space. I love art. Don't get me wrong. I feel like art has its place and I appreciate it. But like in a powder room, when you walk in and there's wallpaper, it's just gorgeous.
we love a dramatic powder room because you're not sitting in it all day, right? Like you go in, you can make your statement. It can be a little bit crazy, a little bit wild, a little bit more outlandish than what you might choose for your dining room. But yeah, we love a big print and color and all the good stuff in the powder room.
I know we're getting off topic, but I have to ask you, do you guys have a favorite room to decorate or design?
Gosh, I mean, I might say like a powder room because you can take more risks and it doesn't cost as much. I mean, just the sheer volume of what you need. So we can push clients to kind of get into that space of like, all right, well, you're going to only need 6 rolls. So like, let's go for it.
I like doing any bathroom. It doesn't have to be a powder room. I like tile. I like, paint. I like the different, all the different aspects in the actual powder room. We're doing one bathroom with, again, florals. I don't know. Are florals having a moment in fashion too?
Always.
But
Always.
this tile it's this large floral beige tile. It's so beautiful, but it's making a huge statement in this wet room.
It's amazing. Yeah, because I get asked a lot, like, what are my favorite clients to work with? And I like to work with everybody because I love to just empower people. But I do have a client right now. She's actually a friend, and I'm so, so proud of her. She just wrote a book and she's going on a book tour. And I feel honored that she asked me to dress her. And I found everything for the tour, okay? Everything. But the dress for her launch was crushing me. And it's also in a season where, we're in between seasons. So I couldn't find the dress. I'm like really stressing out. This is so important to me as if it's my book launch. And we finally found the dress. And I didn't know if she was going to like it or not. And she texted me last week and she's like, it's a winner. And I'm like,
good.
oh, my God. Like, I feel like I completed the task. But I'm so happy I want her to have that moment when she walks out for her book launch to feel that good.
Yeah, you don't want her feeling off on such an important day.
Right.
But I can relate to that in that the least favorite room for me to decorate is an entry hall. Because that's where I feel the pressure. Like, this is where people are going to walk in, and this is like, has to have a statement, and this is going to tell you what the whole rest of the house, what you should expect from it. And so that's like where I get stuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the entry space.
I can understand that. That's your first introduction to a
Mhm.
home. So you have to think a lot about not only who the people are, but the personality of the home.
But it can't be overwhelming either because you're in that space so much.
Right. Wow, I love this. This is very interesting from so many different perspectives on what we do, but very similar. Do you ever walk into a house and immediately just feel off? because it's just so off.
Oh my God, yes, we totally have. Yeah. I mean, there's a woman that I'm thinking of where it's just so schizophrenic. Like this room is like uber feminine, and then she's got like chaos over here and like old couches, but the house is really nice. And yeah, I feel like we pick up on people's energies.
Yeah. And I feel like the people whose houses feel off, also their energy feels off to us as well. Like it's just everywhere. And we leave and we like kind of have to shake them off for a few minutes.
I pick up on a lot of people's feelings and vibes too, if you will. And so I know sometimes, when you're having a conversation with somebody and all of a sudden you feel really and you're like, it wasn't sad. Or you think, God, you're such an a-hole. Just kidding. But, then I walk away and I'm like, that wasn't me. That was kind of what I picked up on. But a lot of chaos in people's closets, and they feel off because there's no structure, there's no guidance, and they just don't know where to start. And so I'm not an organizer though. And a lot of people want organizers. So I refer out, but I think that's a really important piece too in what I do. Is not only do we clear out your closet and I help you shop and put together outfits, but it's important to have an organized closet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to pull, this shirt. If you can't see it, you can't wear it.
Right. And most organizers, I know they're amazing, but they usually have OCD. And I don't
No.
But they love organizing. And like, to me, that's just and it's another beast. I can't do both. You got to know what you're good at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we are, feeling off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel off, right? The discrepancy between the actual and then the reality.
I'm feeling hungry. Can you guys hear my stomach growling?
I'm so hungry. I didn't eat yet. Did you?
No.
Well, Caroline, thank you for bringing this topic to our, whatever.
Our podcast.
Our podcast.
What are you going to thank me for?
A martini when you make me one.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
was that
in.
this episode? Or was
I
that
don't
before?
even
I
know,
don't
but
know.
my stomach is growling.
Do you want to end with anything, Caroline?
Well, I think to bring it back around to this concept of cognitive dissonance, the idea that people rationalize things comes up so much. And I feel like we're savvy enough with our 2 different degrees in psychology and design to be able to then help them through this rationalization and kind of sniff out what it is they actually want versus what it is they're manifesting or kind of presenting with.
I agree. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
That's it for this week's Shortlist. Thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it, leave a review, or let us know what's on your short list.
Shorts beyond measure, because the most important things in life can't be quantified.